時は回る突然日常が終わる壊れた人形不意に夢から引き戻されるもうどうか揺れる頭体が叫ぶ溢れるのは涙か時間繰り返す曖昧な日も逃げ出せない戻れないどうして私は生きるの夢が現実かもふと呼び戻した記憶が私このわず霞む景色の最後にこう生きることかたどり着いた部屋にすっかりなぜか私は生きるこうしてまたつく私の意識を時は回る突然日常が終わる壊れた人形不意に夢から引き戻されるもうどうか揺れる頭体が叫ぶ溢れるのは涙か時間繰り返す曖昧な日も逃げ出せない戻れないどうして私は生きるの夢が現実かもふと呼び戻した記憶が私このわず霞む景色の最後にこう生きることかたどり着いた部屋にすっかりなぜか私は生きるこうしてまたつく私の意識を時は回る突然日常が終わる壊れた人形不意に夢から引き戻されるもうどうか揺れる頭体が叫ぶ溢れるのは涙か時間繰り返す曖昧な日も逃げ出せない戻れないどうして私は生きるの夢が現実かもふと呼び戻した記憶が私このわず霞む景色の最後にこう生きることかたどり着いた部屋にすっかり
Alright, good morning America and welcome back to some more 5USC action. We are here with a morning game if you are anywhere in the United States but the East Coast. Noontime, just about noon if you are on the East Coast in that EDT EST's time zone. And I have no idea who these players on these teams are. We had a little bit of a last minute emergency scuffle snafu over here. So we're going to be going into this cast with no prep as a solo cast. So I hope you're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a wild ride here. We do have the bans already coming out here from the teams. New Jersey C quickly banning that Hard Rock one. Probably one of the harder maps in the pool. We've talked about it before on multiple occasions. It has rarely been picked. Those 1/4 snaps on the reverse sliders, absolutely brutal in the back half, and lots of complex rhythms to read as well on that AR10 CS 5.2. So makes quite a bit of sense to ban that. Virginia going to be responding with the hidden two. So very quickly, couple of identities forming around these teams. Virginia, it seems like they don't really like the more gimmick angled picks. So sort of showing that with the hidden ban, and New Jersey perhaps favoring more of these gimmick picks as they are following up that Hard Rock 1 ban with the Hard Rock 2 ban. Of course, double bans allowed in this tournament. And it is important to note that we have two teams who are very close in seed. Seed number 16 as Virginia B, and that is going to be seed 17 and New Jersey C. So these two teams right next to each other coming out of qualifiers. Hopefully it's going to be an exciting match. And it seems like
I'm here too.
Yes, welcome to the casting booth, Spike. Good morning. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Thank you for having me. Not you specifically, but like my fault.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's good to have some backup here. And it is going to be that easy 1 ban coming out of Virginia, so not a lot of surprises after we saw the hidden 2 ban. Just really eliminating the more gimmicky maps from the pool. So very quickly, couple team identities forming. Virginia perhaps more mechanics favored, not really liking the gimmick. And New Jersey perhaps more gimmick favored, not really liking the mechanics. So we are going to see the first pick coming out of Virginia soon. I would expect to see something mechanics related. I'm not, once again, we're coming in here out of a bit of a snafu, so I don't know if they're a tapping team or an aim team, but we'll see what they get to pick. It's going to be exciting, and we get to have a little surprise.
Yeah, then again, like New Jersey banning like both of the Hard Rocks is a bit of a surprise to me, considering that Lincoln Park is a really good Hard Rock player specifically. Previously known as Missoura.
Okay, that is going to be a little bit of a surprise then.
Yeah, I was on this team last year after all, so...
Oh, did you play for New Jersey?
Yeah, I was on the C team last year.
Okay, so perhaps you can give me a little insight on these guys, because I know absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Okay, so like Lincoln Park, their captain, really good Hard Rock player, can also fill in for like some of like the more niche stuff like no mods, also sometimes hidden, but like just doesn't like DT at all. I mean, maybe except this one, DT3, but who knows. Sushi Roll and Bonnie are both good all-arounders. Like last year, they had like an incredible showing. Like they straight up like they were probably the main reasons why the C team placed first seed last year, honestly. And then there's Bluehead last year. He was B team, and he's also really a really good fill player. And then the new players, Nimi Nightmare, he can scale up to like a stupidly high BPM with like a main issue just being like he can't read like very low AR. Like if it's 10.3, he's not gonna have a fun time. And then there's Toe, who I just don't really know much about, but it does seem like they're also a fill player.
Right, so lots of fill players then.
Yeah, they could play pretty much anything.
All right. well, perhaps they're not as confident on the hard rocks, or they do see that Virginia is strong on the hard rocks. And I can actually look at that right now. Let me see.
They were really good on all the aim stuff.
Yeah, I do see them quite high up. Number 5, in fact, on Nomad 1. And on the hard rocks, we see them place number 16 overall. So across both minor league and major league on the hard rock 1 and qualifiers, Virginia B were placed number 16. And on the hard rock 2, a little bit lower, actually quite a bit lower, in fact, number 61 overall. And if we take a look at New Jersey C, they placed in qualifiers, they were number 49 in Hard Rock 1, and I don't even see them on Hard Rock 2. They're number 43 in Hard Rock 2, in fact. Actually, so quite decent on Hard Rock 2, but qualifiers Hard Rock 2 and this Hard Rock 2, very different. This Hard Rock 2, very much so more precision snapping focused. Hard Rock 2 from qualifiers, definitely a little bit more tapping and flowing going on over there. So, two very understandable bands coming out on the side of New Jersey, and perhaps also these field players not super comfortable with these particular hard rocks. Anyway, it is going to be the DT3 pick coming out for Virginia. As you mentioned, Lincoln Park, the captain, not going to be in for New Jersey. And it is going to be a Sushiro, Bluehead, and Bonnie Abadir. And as on the side of Virginia, we have Kirby Cat, Okayu, and Blitblow as we get right into the action.
Right, so far we're not seeing too much of a difference. Bonnie did get an early break, and there goes a full reset. There's like no FCs left for Virginia.
Yep,
Score
notably,
difference is already going very far, going to 70k right now.
Yep, notably we did not really see a map like this in qualifiers. This kind of older style linear grid aim. I don't believe we had a map like this. Yeah, we didn't really have anything like this. So
And another break
no
from
real...
Okayu and Kirby Cat is not going to help things.
Yep.
Everyone
So
on Jersey C is still holding their combo.
Yep. No indicators as to how well New Jersey C are going to play on this type of map based off of the qualifiers data. So Virginia B, perhaps not the most comfortable pick for them coming out of the gates here.
Bluehead and Sushiro are going to drop though, but Bonnie still has that near FC.
Yep, on the reverse choke.
I did forget to mention this, but like low SR is like their specialty. Like they absolutely shred on these lower SRs, so this isn't really a surprise to me.
Right, and that is going to be showing in a 250,000 score lead for New Jersey, and it looks like that is just going to keep on climbing towards 300,000.
Yeah,
This
everyone
first
on
pick
just keeps
not looking
breaking.
great.
Yeah, Okayu is just breaking non-stop, while everyone else is just still holding on. Like Sushi and Bluehead both recovered, as well as Kirby Cat and Bliplow slightly less.
Yeah, and that is going to be New Jersey cusping 1 million team score, now at 1.2 million, while Virginia are yet to reach 1. As we are going to this last third of the map, Okai once again breaking on those space bursts, the space triples. It's been a constant pain point for them this entire map, along with those linear aim patterns, these
And Bliplow and Kirby
45-degree
Cat.
angles on the grid.
Bliplow and Kirby Cat are going to break, and that is not going to help things. And this is also their first pick. Like, this is Virginia's pick, and right off the bat, they're losing it.
Yep, quite a
By
bit
a
of a
pretty
question
wide
mark.
margin, too.
A little bit of a question mark coming out on Virginia's side in terms of their pick strategy here. Perhaps not. Perhaps it could just be them sending out the feelers, but in a best of 9, you do only have 5 chances before you are out, so you do want to be careful. And we are going to see the end of the map here. It is 600,000 score to the good for New Jersey as they secure the first break point of the match.
Right off the bat as well, Bluehead also with that 645k score, as well as Bonnie with that 648k. All of them just had really good scores overall.
Yeah, those are quite impressive scores for this map, especially seeing those combos down there, 585, 447. You know, it's very easy to break on some of these back and forths on the doubles, on the grids, and perhaps even those little diagonal zigzag space bursts as well. So lots of chances to break. Quite a difficult and unusual map as well. But those two putting up quite a good performance. And even Sushi Roll right behind them at 580k, also putting up a very good score.
Oops, indeed, bullet blow.
That is an oopsies for sure. Anyway, we will be getting into the next pick very soon. It is New Jersey's turn to see how they would like to consolidate this break point with their own, I believe I've heard it called a glue point. Cursing, or another caster was telling me the other day how, I believe it was in a previous year, some other caster tried to get this new terminology going for when a team makes their own map pick. They're calling that the glue pick, and if they secure that point, then they're calling that the glue point. So I don't know if anyone else. It didn't really seem to take off that previous year, but we'll see. We'll see again this year. Maybe something will happen. Anyway, it is going to be the hidden one pool, or the hidden one pick coming out from Lincoln Park here. So once again, hidden tech, lots of flow aim on this one. There's these weird rectangle offset patterns, so they're slightly more like a rhombus or a parallelogram shape. And then we also have a lot of just straight up accelerating streams here, on top of all the slider aim that you already have to worry about. So we are going to look at the hidden one from qualifiers, as they're almost the same map. They're very similar in style. And we're going to see New Jersey placed 41st out of all the teams on that map in qualifiers. Notably, a Sushi Roll, Bonnie Abadir, and I Stubbed My Toe. I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, they're a newcomer.
Okay, one of the newcomers.
This is a pretty smart choice, considering that Virginia is like not as strong on the hiddens.
Yep, notably banning out that hidden 2 pick. And so New Jersey are just going to look to pick that other hidden map in the pool. You know, really try and punish this weakness that Virginia have shown by trying to ban out all the gimmick picks. And I'm trying to look for Virginia here on the sheet. And
Fremont probably would have been a better option, honestly.
For New Jersey? Or for Virginia?
For Virginia, if they were to ban it, like, there's a specific player that can play one of the given mods, and knowing that would be really useful. Yeah, like, basically any map, like, there's one player that could play any of the given mods, like Hidden, Hard Rock, Nomad, any of that.
Right, with their flexibility from the Jersey side, with all of them being fill players, that makes a lot of sense as well, yeah. So Virginia notably placing 53rd overall on the hidden one here. New Jersey going to be 12 rankings ahead of them coming out of qualifiers on the map. And a very similar type of map coming out here. But we are going to get right into the action to see just how much of that qualifier data translates over. Aurora by Syntheon, 2 minutes 44 seconds. And it is going to be a bit of a slow start here to the map, but we'll be seeing those flow patterns right away as we get into it. I believe the first one coming right up.
Okayu already with the ridiculous act drop. Like, I saw, like, on, like, one of the half patterns, like, just a slow of 100s.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of early map jitters. You know, it does take a little bit of time to sort of settle into these maps sometimes. Although they did get to play the first map, so perhaps not the best sign of their comfort here, as we see everyone hit those first accelerating streams.
It's really going to be a point of who's going to break first, and it's Sushi Roll followed by Okayu.
Also followed by Lincoln
also the
Park.
drop. But the score difference is just not backing down.
Yep, notably that ack on Okayu, as we see it.
Sushi Roll with another break, and Kirby Cat.
Yeah,
The
and
difference is now in Virginia's favor.
two players just chain missing on that second accelerating stream pattern of the map. Of course, flow aim on hidden, incredibly difficult. But notably, Okayu on that 94.5% accuracy. A lot of these players, also Kirby Cat and a Sushi Roll, going to be lower on the act, but you did note them. You did note Okayu earlier. They were a big reason why the score lead just did not budge after we saw those combo breaks. And it's going to be a double break out of Lincoln and Bonnie Abadir.
It's just blip blow left.
I want to see. Yeah, blip blow on that lull, on that soul full combo remaining. And they're also going to break on the flow pattern.
It's just Okayu with that recovery combo, and it's gone now.
Yeah, very small score difference here, and we're going to see a miss coming out of Kirby Cat, really
There's a quarter
pulling
of
that
the
score
map,
difference.
quarter of the map left. There's still time.
Yep, but just 30k score to the lead here. This is still anyone's game in a very close map. And coming out of the break, the players are going to know exactly that as we come into these last sections of the map. With that accelerating, with that little stream pattern as well, everyone hitting it, but Okayu finding a slide break, and Kirby finding a break right after that as well. It is a score lead for New Jersey.
Bonnie goes down. I don't think there's much time left here.
Yeah, it looks like these combos from Lincoln Park
And there's a full reset from Virginia, and that just does it.
Yep, so a little bit of a scary moment there for New Jersey, but it does look like they will be securing their first map pick, as that is the end of the map right there with a 250k score lead.
Pretty good difference there.
Yeah, really just showing comfort on this pick out of these two players on the bottom right. If you look at them, Lincoln Park and Bonnie Abadir both no missing the map, only finding a couple slider breaks here and there for their combo breaks.
Blip Blow had the highest score in the lobby, but he just didn't have the backing.
Yep,
and they're going straight into the DT1.
Yeah, that is a very fast pick coming out of Virginia. DT1, going for those DT mechanics. As you noted, Lincoln Park not the most comfortable on the DT, so perhaps Virginia wanting to keep the opposing team's captain out of the lobby for a little bit, as much as possible. It's going to be those DT mechanics, only AR10, as we are at an earlier stage of the tournament, still the round of 32. So the AR, we are not going into those crazy high DT ARs yet above 10. The mechanics, the rest of the map, also fairly standards, but there are a little bit of doubles and tapping patterns to watch out for towards the middle, I believe around the second verse, and also a little bit in the first pre-chorus as well.
This is not very high AR, so I highly doubt that anyone would be having any issue with that.
Yep, well, we do sometimes see our reading players struggle with AR10 and higher AR, so I'm assuming we're not going to be seeing them in it for this map. Definitely going to be more of the mechanics-oriented players coming in here into the lobby. We are going to be seeing Okayu again, as well as Freak Phantom and Icy Sandwich for their first maps of the series.
Anime Nightmare here is also going to be joining in alongside Sushi Roll and Bonnie Abadir. Really, it's in the air for me to find out like how good Anime Nightmare can do, considering that like he's really good at DT1 as well. I forgot to mention. Like he's good at like general DT unless it's like reading stuff. So there's really only one way to find out. Let's see who does it better.
DT mechanics.
I know Kai with the instant miss there.
Notably DT1, also one of those consistency aim picks, aim mechanics. So there could be a little bit of a Gamba effect going on here. We might just see the most random misses coming out of players, as that can always happen in these more mechanics/aim oriented maps.
Anime Nightmare already with the break, and the difference is going straight over to Virginia B.
Yep, notably
This
small.
is one of their better maps, though, to be fair.
Yep. Only a very small difference so far, as we are seeing quite low AC on some of these players. Nimi Nightmare sitting at the 93%. Icy Sandwich, a little bit at 94, starting to slowly recover that back to 95. Bonnie also at 96, so not terribly low, but we are going to see a lot of breaks coming out there. I believe that was a Bancho break on Icy Sandwich, but Freak Phantom and Okayu finding real breaks alongside Nimi Nightmare.
Yeah, Virginia had number 2 in qualifiers on the DT1.
Yeah, so that's making a lot of sense as to why they would pick this, but once again, mechanics and aim, anyone can miss on aim. And we are seeing that happen right now as Freak Phantom struggling to put some sort of combo together. Hopefully they can recover and try and put together some sort of recovery combo, because right now it is New Jersey just running away with this map. A Sushi Roll and Bonnie Abadir still holding on to those full combos. Over 100,000 score to the good. We are going to see a little bit of perhaps an act drop slowing that down, but it is back to expanding that score lead at the moment as we head into the second TI section.
Yeah, there isn't very much of an opportunity for them to get this back, as unless someone else breaks, like Nimi Nightmare, even with that recovery combo, and everyone else with the combo, and there goes Freak Phantom.
Yeah, Freak Phantom once again breaking right before we head into this little break here. The players will see the score difference,
They're just taking that
250,000.
combo and they're just getting away with it. This is a slow section here, or not? Like slightly slower.
It's a little bit of a slower section, perhaps you could say. There's a bit of a guitar solo. I would say the difficulty is pretty consistent throughout this map, although if you consider aspects such as the tapping and finger control, I do believe there was more of that in the first half of the map, and there's less to worry about in the back half. And this last quarter of the map is going to be pretty straightforward as long as you can hit these jump aim patterns, which it looks like everyone in the lobby is going to hold through. And this should just be these 2 full combos on the side of New Jersey.
Icy Sandwich is down.
Securing the map. Yes, the last full combo on Virginia going to go down, and it looks like this 600,000 score lead is just insurmountable as we reach the dying seconds of the map. Nimi gonna find another break there on that space burst, but it's not
That
going
is
to
not
matter.
going to matter in the slightest.
And that is
Sushi
another.
and Bonnie are both going to be running away with this with a double FC on the DT1.
So yeah, New Jersey finding another break point on the map. Pick that of Virginia, where they performed incredibly well in qualifiers but just not able to find that same kind of performance here in match. Icy Sandwich at 800,000 score, Okayu at 700,000 score, but Freaky Phantom not even at just barely under 500,000, and they cannot combat these 2 full combos on the side of New Jersey.
This is not a fun time for Virginia.
Yep, not a good time to be a Virginia fan at the moment. They're going to have to take this next break point off of New Jersey if they want to stave off that match point here in New Jersey with a break point. Of course, if they can consolidate, they'll be up 4-0 and at the very least have secured the tiebreaker for this match, but they are looking quite dominant on all of these picks so far. Now, you did mention that New Jersey C team, what seed were they last year, you were saying?
First.
Right, so that makes a lot of sense as to their dominance in this match. And we have a lot of returning team members, I believe, right?
Yes, and they were like our MVPs.
And you mentioned that one of them also played on B team last year?
Yeah, Bluehead. But like he hasn't played a tournament after that, I don't think.
Okay, I mean, but still, B team is B team experience.
And as I predicted before, they're going into the free mod.
Right, just everyone letting everyone have their fun on their comfort mods. Free mod 2, I believe one of the easier maps in the pool here. CS5 and AR8, so there's hard rock players going to have to suffer through that CS 6.5. Hidden players going to be on the AR8 reading, so perhaps a little bit more comfortable for them.
What I'm guessing here is Overmod for Virginia, 2 Hard Rocks, 1 hidden, and then probably just like an average day for like just a regular hidden Hard Rock no mod for New Jersey. Likely chances Madzora takes it.
I also wouldn't be surprised if we just saw no overmod on either side, because this is the anti-mod pick, and New Jersey or Virginia, looking at their Hard Rock scores, they're not outstanding. They're decent, but notably on the Hard Rock 2, not looking too stellar. They were looking okay on the Hard Rock 1, you know, 40 something overall placement, I believe it was. Sorry, 31st overall from qualifiers. But yeah, the Hard Rock 2 61st overall.
Yeah. I do know that Bliplow is a really good reading player, so likely chances he'll be the one to take the hidden.
Do you think it's possible we see an easy mod here? There is a 1.7x multiplier on the
That is not... Take it from an easy player, that is not, like, worth it at all.
Okay.
Unless they just want to do content. But likely chances they're not.
I would think that the CS5 would make easy actually quite appealing here, considering you don't have to deal with those very small circles.
But considering like the score multiplier 1.7 times, like that is just I don't find it worth it.
Yeah, so you basically have to be full comboing almost pretty consistently.
Yeah.
In order to secure the 150k.
Good night.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are going to see Freak Phantom and Icy Sandwich staying in the lobby here. On the side of New Jersey, it's going to be Lincoln Park, Bluehead, and I Stubbed My Toe.
Relatable.
That is a very relatable username, of course. Yes. And it looks like we are seeing some overmods here.
That does not sound good.
Yep. Overmods on the side of Virginia, perhaps. We'll see what exactly they put on once we get into the map. Bliplow also coming into the lobby here. I have no idea what mods Virginia are going to be taking, so we'll see in just a moment here once we start. As we are starting right now, and it is going to be the hidden Hard Rock on Icy Sandwich, with Freak Phantom just on the normal Hard Rock and Bliplow on the hidden. No mods, no overmods coming out on the side of New Jersey, although it is going to be the easy coming out for Bluehead 42. So as you mentioned, they're really going to have to just full combo this in lobby, especially with good hack as well.
I'm confident that he can FC. I'm confident Bluehead can FC, especially considering the Freak Phantom and Icy Sandwich are already down.
Okay, yeah, and that is going to be another chain miss for Freak Phantom here as well. So looking to be quite a good start for New Jersey. As I say that, I Stubbed My Toe is going to stub his toe on one of those patterns. Perhaps the continued pain is going to cause another break for them, as their head is just not able to focus on the map after the pain of stubbing their toe.
And Bliplow just dropped. That's their only FC gone, compared to 2.
Yep, Icy Sandwich on a bit of a recovery here, perhaps just dropping some slider ends. I'm not sure which it was. That overmod, though, really going to be a shining light for them in this match, as he is the sole player to fight against this growing combo of New Jersey. Bluehead did break, notably, but Lincoln Park, I believe, still on the FC here, on that CS 6.5, very small circles.
That 91% ACK, though, on Icy Sandwich is not really helpful at all.
Yeah, really relying on that mod multiplier to keep
and there it goes.
Yeah, and he was the only player keeping the score lead under 100k, and now we should just see that absolutely balloon here for New Jersey, especially with the full combo coming out of Lincoln Park that is just going to break as I cast or curse him there. But we do see
the map is almost over. This is a very short map.
That too, and we do see recoveries
long at all. And the score lead just keeps going back to New Jersey.
Yep, 200k to the good as we approach the dying seconds of the map. Bluehead still on a nice recovery combo here, and that easy multiplier already baked into your overlay that you see on screen right now. It is just going to be another point for New Jersey as they consolidate their second break point of the match. 4-0 And I'm not sure what's going on with the overlay here, as we do see a point for Virginia, despite the score lead on New Jersey's side at the end. Perhaps we'll see something coming out of the ref.
Streamer? No, it's Jersey's point.
Okay, so that is just some sort of technical issue we're having over here, but it is the 4th point for New Jersey. The easy multiplier was calculated in there, or I believe it is at this point. We may have had some issues earlier in the tournament, but we should be good now.
I think if that score is genuine, like just raw easy, that's 524,000 points for Bluehead.
All right, very impressive score then coming out of them.
And now they're going into what seems to be their strongest pick, Nomad 1.
Yeah, Virginia, notably, I believe they were number 5 out of qualifiers on Nomad 1, as I mentioned earlier. Yes. Placing
I'm
ahead
surprised
of
they
their
didn't go into this immediately.
Yeah, a little bit of a question mark on that first DT3 pick, perhaps a little bit of a strategy for a little bit of a longer match, you know, thinking that it's going to go to a lot of maps, perhaps even a tiebreaker, so they're going to have to really feel out the map pool and see what exactly they can play and what New Jersey can't play. But no, after losing that pick, just going straight into these aim-based picks, the DT1, and now once again the Nomad 1. So hopefully we can see a bit of a better performance out of Virginia here, because they're on the back foot in this series and they're going to really need it. They are facing match point and an end to their upper bracket run here if they lose this next map. And we are going to see the players getting into lobby here. Okayu once again in for this. I believe they've played every single map in the match so far, maybe just stepping up for the previous one.
They weren't in. I don't think. Were they in? Yeah, they weren't for the DT.
Okay, so only out on the DT, but once again coming in. Icy Sandwich also coming in once again, as well as Blip Blow. On the side of New Jersey, we have Lincoln Park, I stubbed my toe, and we're just waiting on that third team member of theirs, I believe. So, Nomad 1, Azure by Tsukuyomi, mapped by our very own Sour Mongoose, so a custom map for this tournament, actually. Thank you very much to Sour Mongoose for making this custom. If you haven't checked it out already, and if you haven't played the map, I don't know what you're doing, go practice the pool. And go play that custom map of ours, because custom maps are so cool to have for tournaments. So get on it.
Alright, so we're going to be seeing Icy Sandwich, Okayu, and Blip Blow on the side of Virginia, going up against Lincoln Park, I Stub My Toe, and Bonnie Abadir for New Jersey C. Seems to be expected.
Once again coming in to round out this roster. As you noted, lots of these players on New Jersey side going to be fill players, so I'm assuming it's going to be a lot of based on who's feeling better on the day or who's just feeling the map a little bit more in practice in terms of putting together each of these individual rosters. Anyway, we are getting right into the action once again. Perhaps the most notable pattern in this map are these spaced quints that we're going to be seeing in each of the choruses, right smack dab in the middle on them. So you're going to want to keep a close eye onto who can combo through those, as that is going to be a big breaking point. As we see Stub My Toe stubbing his toe once again on the awkward aim pattern. I believe that's the only awkward aim pattern in the map, but we are getting right into this first TI section, and those space bursts are going to claim no combos. Never mind, that's Okayu going to drop his combo to that.
Once again, the act difference is still like not causing the score lead to go back to Virginia. even before Okayu's break.
Yeah, 297s on the side of Virginia, but Bonnie Abadir on the 99.8 accuracy. This is insane at coming out from them here. And it is going to be 2 full combos to 2, each on the sides of New Jersey and Virginia as we enter the second verse. Linkin Park and Bonnie Abadir still holding strong, as well as Icy Sandwich and Bliplow. So all eyes on those players as we head right into the second Ki. Very short song, only 3 minutes for, well, not very short, but a little bit on the shorter side for an A map. And we are going to see those space bursts once again, claiming the 2 full combos on the side of Virginia, and this might just be the end of their journey here in this upper bracket.
Once again,
both the New Jersey combos are still holding.
Once again, they're still running with this. Bonnie Abadir still with that 99.87% accuracy full combo, which is ridiculous.
And Linkin Park as well, just recently climbing over 99 only to drop 100 and fall back under, but also very high accuracy on this map. I stubbed my toe also in the 98 range. We did see those accuracies recover on the side of Virginia, however, but nothing quite like this 99%.
And Bliplow is going to drop again.
Yeah, not a pattern that you want to be dropping on as we head into this last Ki section.
And this is like the closest seeding in this minor league. Like, this is seed 16 versus seed 17. And Virginia is the seed 16, so we're going to be witnessing a seed upset here as Bonnie Abadir just comes in, closing out the FC. I hope I didn't jinx that. Going out in style.
And you will not be jinxing that.
Enforcing the quote that we know as New Jersey Strong. 993,000 points.
That is almost an SS. There were 2 notes on that entire map where they only slightly mistimed their tap. That was quite the performance from New Jersey. As you did mention, though, you know, last year seeding first, coming into this year, perhaps having a little bit of an oopsies in qualifiers. I'm not sure exactly what happened over there in their camp.
That first seed was like everyone was throwing that year. Like, then again, that really shouldn't have happened, honestly.
I see. Okay. Well, anyway,
like, they had their own issues. Like, Bluehead was asleep halfway in.
Oh my god.
So hypothetically, they would have been seeded higher. But New Jersey C is going to be taking this 5-0, causing a seed upset right off the bat in like a shocking fashion here, to be honest.
Yep, and that is going to be a rough day at the office if you are a Virginia B player or fan. Losing all of your map picks and just getting swept 5-0 like that is going to be rough on them mentally. Very much so not up to their expectations, I would assume, with just some incredible scores coming out from the side of New Jersey. And to be honest, I feel like you can find a little bit of solace as a Virginia player based off of that, because, you know, like, how many full combos did we even see from New Jersey? I know we saw 1 in that last map, we saw 2 on the DT1, and, like, I feel like this was less of Virginia performing poorly and more of New Jersey just absolutely popping off with some incredible scores here.
Like I said, low SR is their specialty.
So I guess really just seeing that shine through here in this matchup. Anyway, that will be all from us here this morning. Congratulations once again to New Jersey for taking the 5-0 sweep against Virginia. Virginia will be continuing the run in the lower bracket, however, so not out of the tournament yet, and New Jersey will be moving on to the round of 16 in the winners bracket. So, any final words you would like to have before we wrap up this broadcast?
Funnily enough, like, I think they're against Seed 1 next. They're going on the other side of what they were last year. So we can only wait until next week to find out what they're gonna do against Texas B.
Yep, of course, being in that seed 16 versus 17 matchup means you're right next to the top team in the tournament in terms of the bracket arrangement here. So I'm not sure if Texas B has played already, but of course they are if they have not, they are the heavy favorites to win their match. And we're really expecting to see Texas B being the opponents for New Jersey next week. Anyway, that will be all from us. Sorry about the scuffed cast. You know, we had a little bit of a snafu in terms of organization, but fortunately, we did manage to piece something together here at the last moment. Thank you so much for joining me. I have been Bless, and this has been my co-caster.
I've been Spike, and we'll see you in the next one, which I think is in a bit, right?
Yeah. Okay. We've got another match in 15 minutes actually, so maybe don't go anywhere in fact, but we'll see
Maryland
you
versus
guys.
Washington.
All right, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you next time in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. Don't miss